Your anger isn't passion. It is a system failure. You get a disrespectful email and your heart races. Someone cut you off in traffic and you're fuming for an hour. You snap at the people you love because work was hard. You call it stress, but in reality, you are letting a 60-second chemical spike destroy relationships, opportunities, and reputation you spent years building. By the end of this video, you will have the circuit breaker protocol. You will learn to trip the breaker before your emotion fry the system. When the world's on fire, you'll be the coolest head in the room. Let me be honest with you. I wasn't always good at this, not even close. When I was a captain in the United States Army, I was responsible for logistics across 20 companies. Convoys moving through hostile areas every single day. High stakes, constant pressure. And honestly, I used to react to everything. Something goes wrong, I would feel the spike of panic or frustration and immediately act on it. I would raise my voice, fire right back, and let the stress take over. At the time, I thought that intensity meant I care, that reacting fast meant I was in control. Then one day, everything went wrong at once. A truck broke down in a kill zone. The radio exploded with chaos. Everyone screaming over each other. Panic spread through the net like a virus. And in that moment, I felt the heat rising in my chest, that urge to scream back to match their energy. But in that moment, something clicked. I realized if I lose it, they will all lose it. My panics become their panics, and panics convoy make mistake. And worse, panic convoys get people killed. So I forced myself to slow down. I dropped my voice, spoke slower than I wanted to. I became the calm in the middle of the chaos, not because I felt calm, but because they needed me to be. That was the first time I understood what emotional control actually meant. It was not about suppressing feelings. It was about choosing what I transmit. And now, that's what I teach, because most of us were never taught how to do this, and we are paying for it every day. Let's install this into your operating system. Here's a 3-step circuit breaker protocol. Step 1, identify the voltage spike. You can't stop an explosion if you don't see the spark. Here's what most people don't realize. Before your brain even knows you're angry, your body already does. Your amygdala, the lizard brain, the survival system, has already hijacked the control. And your prefrontal cortex, the part that makes rational decisions, is going offline. This happened in milliseconds. By the time you think I'm mad, you have already been compromised. So, the first skill is somatic awareness, learning to read your own body before your brain catches up. And here's the tactic, the heat check. Everyone's warning signs are a little different. For some people, it's their face getting hot. For others, it's a clenched jaw, tight chest, tunnel vision, or that feeling your skin is buzzing. What's yours? You need to know. And here's the reframe. Stop treating those signals as valid emotion that you need to express. Start treating them as check engine light. When you feel that heat, your only thought should be system overheating. That's it. Don't justify it. Don't analyze it. Just recognize, I'm compromised right now. And when you're compromised, you don't speak, you don't type, you don't hit send. You are not in a state to make good decisions. Step 2, sever the link. When the voltage spiked in your house, what happened? The breaker tripped. It cut the power automatically. Not to punish you, but to protect the wire from melting. You need to do the same thing manually. Counting to 10 is what they teach kids, and honestly, it doesn't work because you're still in a situation. You're still looking at the email, still standing in front of the person who triggered you. The current is still flowing. Here's the tactic, the 60-second air gap. You need active, physical separation. Walk out of the room. No, actually leave. Close the laptop lid. Don't minimize the window. Close it. Put your phone face down on a table and just walk away. Here's the rule. You cannot troubleshoot a live circuit. If you stay plugged into the source of the spike, you can't think clearly. Your body is still flooded with cortisol and adrenaline. You need 60-second minimum for those chemicals to start fading. And I know what some of you are thinking. That's feel like running away. No, it's not. You are not avoiding the problem. You are protecting your ability to solve the problem. You are protecting the hardware so that you can actually respond intelligently instead of just reacting. Think about it this way. Would you rather respond in 60 seconds with a clear head or respond immediately and spend the next 6 months cleaning up the damage? Step 3. Re-engage calm. Only once your logic center is back online do you return to the situation. Let me teach you something we use in the military. On a radio, there's a button you push to talk. It's called keying the mic. When you key the mic, you're broadcasting to everyone on that frequency. Everyone hear what you say. Now think about your life the same way. When you open your mouth, when you send that text, when you post that comment, you are keying the mic. You are broadcasting. Here's the rule. Never key the mic when you're in the red. Before you speak, before you type, before you hit send, ask yourself one question. Does this transmission advance my mission? Is what you're about to say actually helpful? Does it move things forward? Or does it just make you feel better in a moment to vent or collapse back to be right? If it is the second one, if you're just transmitting to release pressure, do not send. Remember, silent is better than stupidity every time. Here's what I've learned. The thing you don't say when you're angry almost never come back to haunt you. But the things you do say, those can follow you forever. A screenshot lasts longer than your mood. A voicemail lives longer than your frustration. That one sentence you said to someone you love in a moment of rage, they might remember it for years, long after you have forgotten why you were even upset. Respond with strategy, not instinct. The goal isn't to suppress your emotion. The goal is to choose what you transmit. Feel whatever you feel internally, but control what goes out into the world. That is emotional maturity. That is radio discipline. The next time you feel that heat rising, whatever it is, traffic, a disrespectful comment, a frustrating text, or just one of those days where everything's going wrong, I want you to test this. Here's your challenge. When you feel the spike physically, say the word circuit breaker out loud or in your head if you're around people. Then stop. Walk away. Give yourself 60 seconds. Just try it once. See what happens. Here's the truth. You cannot control what comes at you. The world is going to shoot at you. People are going to be rude, unfair, frustrating. Things are going to go wrong. That's not going to stop. But you can control your fire discipline. You can control whatever you react or respond. You can control what you transmit. Most people go through life letting their emotions run the show. Slave to whatever chemical spike hit them in the moment. Burning bridges, damaging relationship, saying things they can't take back. All because they never learned to trip the breaker. Don't be like most people. The ability to stay calm when everything is falling apart, to be the steady present when everyone is panicking, that's rare. And that is powerful. It is the difference between being controlled by your circumstance and being in command of yourself. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be better than you were yesterday. Now, I want to know who's working on this. Comment stable below if you are practicing emotional control today. If you are learning to trip the breaker instead of letting it burn, I want to see who's taking this seriously. And if this gave you a framework you can actually use, if you needed to hear this today, then hit that like and subscribe button and turn on the bell notification. We are building a community of people who are done being controlled by their reaction and ready to master themselves. Your support helped this reach someone else who's struggling with this, and there are a lot of us. Control the transmission, command the room. Force strong and thrive on, my friends.